On page 113 of the hardcover edition of his book, God is Not Great, Christopher Hitchens claims the Gospels say we should be, quote, blaming the Jews for all eternity, unquote, for killing Jesus. That is a barefaced lie. Nothing in the Gospels says that, and no pope ever said it either. Hitchens didn't mention a source of information for this claim because there isn't one. On page 210 of that same book, Hitchens said the Vatican used to say all Jews had, quote, collective responsibility, unquote, for killing Jesus. Once again, he presented no evidence to support this claim. If he wanted people to believe this stuff, why couldn't he find any quote to that effect from some pope or church council? Then on page 251 of that same book, Hitchens made a similar statement, declaring, quote, the Vatican preached that all Jews inherited the responsibility for deicide, unquote. Once again, he presented no evidence to back up this accusation. He had no evidence. He just had a big mouthful of lies. The simple fact is that the Catholic Church has never said there is anything genetically wrong with Jews. Since the earliest days of Christianity, the Catholic Church and the other Christian churches have always been glad to accept Jewish converts. But I will say this much. It is obvious that if you approve of a crime, then you are just as bad as the people who committed that crime. If you think John Wilkes Booth was absolutely right to kill Abraham Lincoln, then you're just as bad as John Wilkes Booth. Now, the simple fact is that in Judaism there is a holy book called the Babylonian Talmud. It was written by a group of rabbis several centuries after Jesus was crucified, and it says Jesus deserved to be killed, that he was a sorcerer who falsely claimed to be the Son of God, and he is now in hell. You can read about this on pages 15 and 16, and pages 63 through 65, and pages 75 through 77, and page 85 of a book called Jesus in the Talmud, written by a man named Peter Schaeffer. Schaeffer is spelled S as in Sam, C-H-A-F-E-R, if you want to look up that book in a university library. It was published by the Princeton University Press, which is a very prestigious publishing house, and which would never publish a book by some anti-Semitic crackpot. So obviously, if some Jews said Jesus was a rotten scoundrel who deserved to be put to death, then those Jews are just as bad as the people who actually did kill Jesus. But that is not the same thing as claiming all Jews have inherited the blame for a crime that happened 2,000 years ago.